Good evening. Oops, sorry about that. I'm getting a little confused here. This is morning. It's good morning, folks, and this is your short take. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about the State of the Union address that happened the other night, and Joe Biden and the GOP and their actions surrounding that State of the Union. So, first of all, I commend Joe Biden for handling himself with great statesman-like conduct. He did not get flustered with the ensuing heckling from the GOP, and we'll talk about that in a minute. He stated his case. He asked for help from the GOP to help him finish the job of repairing the economy in the post-COVID era, which is really what you would expect a president of the United States to do. All right. There is no question that the economy suffered because of COVID. It's, not anything that anybody can be blamed for, whether it be Trump or whether it be Biden. All right. It is something that happens when something unprecedented like this goes on. Nobody really understood COVID. Nobody knew anything about it. Nobody even knew its origin. And we probably still really don't. But as Anthony Fauci has said, it's important that we still try to find out where that came from. It will help us down the road. So Biden promised other stuff. Okay, he promised the wealthy would be taxed their fair share, various other things. And the question today is, will he deliver? Well, his ability to deliver on any of that depends upon what the GOP chooses to do. Now, unlike Obama, who I believe was kind of inexperienced, Joe Biden is not. He, as much as he asked for unity with the GOP to help him, he also made it clear what he would not tolerate. He stated flat out that if they made any attempt to raise prescription drug prices again after they were lowered, he would veto it. He made them put them in the spotlight on Medicare and Social Security, basically challenging them. And there are things that he is not going to tolerate. He made that absolutely clear, bipartisan or no bipartisan. So when you get right down to the way the Republicans handle themselves, we had Marjorie Taylor Greene in the gallery literally heckling Joe Biden through the entire thing. I honestly, no matter how much I've seen division between the left and the right, the Republicans and the Democrats, in all the years I've been paying attention to this stuff, I've never seen anything like the juvenile behavior of these people. They are off the chain, okay? Heckling, the booing over the comments from Biden. This is baby shit. I mean, my kids were doing this in grammar school. These are elected officials, public servants, whose number one concern should be what they can do for the American people. That's the reason they are put in office to begin with. Marjorie Taylor Greene should be censured for her behavior. She was a joke, okay? She is an ignorant, ill-informed woman who really can't even describe half the stuff that she rails against half the time. Just as they were totally disrespectful when Zelensky came and addressed Congress, sitting on their phones, tweeting. You know what? In retail, I know that kids who work in retail can't even bring their phones onto the work floor. I know kids who have to leave their phones in their lockers. I suggest to you that elected officials should not be able to bring their phones into the chamber when they're working, okay? Or they should be told that they can't take them out and tweet while someone is making a speech. It shows a total lack of respect. Whether or not you agree with what is being said by somebody, there is a level of decorum that needs to be maintained for this country to be seen as anything but a third world country. Because that's what we look like right now with the Republicans in control of the House. It's a goddamn joke. Then we had the Republican response to the State of the Union by Sarah Huckabee Sanders, where she stated that the division in America is no longer between left and right, but between, I can't remember the exact words, sanity and insanity. I forget what the exact words are, but we have everybody's on our YouTube channel tonight. I will not be able to put it on YouTube before I leave for work, but on the YouTube channel tonight, you will have this video there as well, and you will have all the background. You will have actually the transcript of Joe Biden's speech and the transcript of Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She's right with her statement. And what she's talking about was wading into the culture wars, railing against transgender people, railing against the LGBT community. That's her idea of insanity. My idea of insanity is the GOP bringing fascism into our government. Okay, that's banning books. To me, that's the insanity. So yeah, she should know about the difference between sane and insane because she's in the party of the insane. She has proven with her speech that not only is she a typical MAGA Republican, but that the Republicans have absolutely nothing to run on besides the culture wars, besides demonizing transgender people, besides, attempting literally to extinguish the existence of anybody that dares to live outside the lily white patriarchy of America. And that includes women who prefer to exercise their own medical rights. Okay. This is a woman who the first thing she did when she was put in the governorship position was to ban the use of the word Latinx. But she didn't ban it because most people don't believe it can be translated. Most Latinos don't believe it can be translated properly. Most Latinos don't have a strong feeling about the word one way or another. Most Latinos don't understand why it needs to be there. That's not why she banned it, though. She banned it for cultural reasons. She banned it because it is an all-inclusive term for people who are Latino and transgender, or Latino and LGBTQ. She did not ban it for the right reasons. She banned it for all the reasons the Republican Party stands for, which is not very inclusive, quite frankly. The usual. It was the usual. It is what they live for. Before the midterms, they were talking about the economy, and how horrible the economy was. That's all gone by the board now. All of this has gone by the board. Okay, they don't even talk about this anymore. If they talked about it, they talked about it in retrospect after Biden's speech the other night. But up until that speech, they had dropped all of that concern for the American people, all of that. And they're now focusing on things like proving that the left wing and the deep state is trying to hush up the Republican Party and the right wing. The vast left-wing conspiracy has returned once again. And we all know, quite frankly, that the conspiracy is on the right side, just like it was back then as well. You know what, folks? You have a choice here. You can continue to let this country degrade itself in the eyes of the world by sitting at home and wondering about whether you're going to go out and vote. And I'm talking here to the Democrats, whether you're going to go out and vote in the next election. I don't even understand how that's a question, quite frankly. You have a choice here. We either fall into fascism, because I will tell you right now, if you don't elect Democrats to strong majority positions, you allow the right to hang on to the House and they take the Senate, there goes Social Security, there goes Medicare, and there goes your right to live your life your way. Because right behind them, pushing them every step of the way, is the right-wing Christian nationalists. And you had best get a clue. This should not even be an issue. Voting should be, I don't know, a sacrament right now to the left. We'll talk to you later.